Today we have a special guest joining us for the Mastermind, and I will introduce him and tee that up in just a minute here after I take care of some housekeeping items. Our guest will be showing you how to help more interested buyers get loan ready. Folks who are ready, willing, but just not quite able yet from a financing perspective. I had Adam on my live stream yesterday, which was great, but we're going to get a little bit more live and interactive. We'll do Q&A, etc. on that. That won't take too long. And so what I thought we should do or could do the rest of the time is we'll dig into what's working now. We'll do a little AMA, ask me or anyone anything, and just actually do a little open masterminding because I haven't done that in a while. And then I'm working on a special guest for next week as well. Someone who will bring a cool story and some great experience. In particular, where I have been investing way more of my own time and energy, which is building my business around investors, real estate investors. So that should be fun and exciting. The replay of this, we'll edit this up, and they always get posted on the Josh Shanley Coaching YouTube channel, which you can check out there. That's also one of the places that I've been live streaming each and every morning and having a lot of fun with that. I wouldn't go and watch this morning's replay, if I'm being honest. It's just not good. This wasn't good. Sometimes they're good, sometimes not. I wouldn't worry too much about that one. One last housekeeping item that this is a great idea from James, I thought anyway. For those of you who have been attending these for weeks or months, or some of you maybe years, we would love to hear your feedback. And specifically, we're looking for testimonials for the Mastermind. We would love for more agents to come and hang out with us every Wednesday and get value from this. And so if you in the chat or want to email me, just if you've got something specific from a specific session or just in general, we're looking for feedback, specifically testimonials, so we can get more cool agents hanging out with us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Adam Scully is our guest today. And Adam, I'm sorry, I don't know your exact title, but he's cool person with a great service that can help more buyers get loan ready. And like I said, I had him on yesterday briefly on the live stream, but wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive on this session and allow you all to ask questions. There's a whole bunch of reasons why I think this is valuable and why you need to know about this. But here's one of the things I was most excited about is when I went and Googled UQual and saw the Google reviews for UQual are incredible, which means I think you can confidently be referring potential clients who maybe just need a little help getting across the finish line of being loan ready and be ready to be get pre-approved and go out shopping. Adam, why don't you let all of these great agents here know a little bit more about UQual and how this can help our businesses by helping more buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, thank you, Josh, for having me on again. And,
of course.
Really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for being here. To answer your first question, though, I'm a regional director with UQual.
Regional director, I'm sorry.
And yes, we are a fintech mortgage-based platform to help get underqualified borrowers or turn down borrowers across that finish line into the closing table. Generally, what we work with was my presentation usually goes for mortgage lenders. So there's two different ones. I have a presentation for realtors, and this is a little bit different because with the lenders, I dig in deep into debt to income and budgeting and the things that the borrowers need to do for them. I'm not going to go into all that with you guys because what is most important is knowing you guys as agents, you're the forefront of this. You're the beginning of it. You're the frontier of the whole process. So I want to give you some tidbits on some of the applications that are just not being applied. What we talked about yesterday, Josh, there's a whole market that's not even being tapped And that's the market of people that are just not applying. They're not applying because why? Because they think their credit, they think their income, but keep in mind, we're the professionals, not them. How do they know? So what we want to do is we want to guide them and educate them as the realtor to let them know there's tools out there to get you qualified, and not only get you qualified, but get you to be able to find the best product that's out there for you, not just satisfied with a subprime product. And the beautiful part about this is these type of clients become for the loan officers become repeat customers, because then we can build them for a refinance down the road, which is key for us as agents to know. What we could do is bring them in. So if they don't think they can do these things, and we work with them with our tools, and I'll get into what we have, but we're able to actually tap into the market of the people that think that are being told no, and we can actually tell them yes. And that's the real key. But what I want to get into mostly with the agents is, where do we tap into that market? Where do we get these clients, and how do we get them across that finish line? So first of all, now, am I able to share here, Josh?
You should be able to.
Okay, there we go.
Can you hold on?
Yeah,
let me
okay.
make sure. You
I
should be able
apologize.
to.
They didn't let me earlier. And let me see here. Yeah, it's not. Let's see. Anyway, we'll go into this. But so
Hold on.
basically what we started, huh?
Hold on. One participant at a time.
Yeah.
And okay, now you should be able to. You had sent a request. I didn't even know how you sent that request, and I think that's what jacked it up. But you should be able to share it now.
Oh boy, where are they? It's not giving me my right prompts here. No, that's not what I want.
So what happens when you hit share? Are you on your phone or are you on your?
No, I'm on my laptop.
When you hit share, what do you
It
see?
gives me entire screens here.
Yes, do the entire screen. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, but it's not giving me, gosh, bless it. All right. I'm not sure. We'll just go into, we could just talk to, I have example.
Okay.
Basically what I want to do is I just want to give you the do's and don'ts of what's to look at for these borrowers. So when we're doing our discovery with your client, you're sitting down and talking with your potential buyer. And of course you're going to talk, and a lot of times the subject is finances. Where do you stand financially? Where their credit is, where their budget is, things like that, and how they stand. If you find in your discovery that there's going to be some difficulties as far as credit goes, or as far as debt to income, things of that nature, these are the type of clients that we like to talk to. What we want to do is we want to show you the do's and don'ts of credit, what you want to look for them, because a lot of times what happens, we want to basically tell them to go fix it and come back and talk to us. And we try to give them guidance and whatnot. What we want to do is we want to be the person that say, hey, here's a company that has tools that you can use to get to where you need to be. Okay. So now, first of all, with that being said, we got the do's and don'ts of credit, basically what we're looking at. If you start talking with your clients, a lot of times what it is, there's credit card debt. That's usually the number one problem with the financing, with people not applying, is they think they're overwhelmed and in debt. So with credit card debt, just to let you know, what a lot of times we get agents or LOs telling clients to go pay off their credit card debt, get it down to zero. And just to be honest with you, that is not what we want you to do. We don't want them maxing their cards out, but we don't want them paying them off either, especially while we're trying to do a mortgage loan. Okay. Whatever they do in their lifestyle, but while they're not trying to buy a house, that's their business. But while we're in the loan process, we need to get them to make sure that we buy down their credit cards, believe it or not, to 6 to 10%, preferably 6% of utilization on their credit cards. Okay. So for in an instance, if it's $1,000 balance, they want to keep about $60 on there. And I tell clients, go fill up your tank of gas and leave it alone. So that's a lot of things. A lot of things that also these clients don't understand or realize, especially nowadays, is a lot of where we're signing up for free trials, or we're signing up for services. A lot of our clients, believe it or not, don't even realize they're paying for 2 YouTube channels. They're paying for all the Netflix and all the different things that are out there that they don't even realize it's in their budget. So we actually have tools where we can help them budget them absolutely up front. So as far as we actually could do with UCall, we actually give your clients a free consultation and we give them a tri-merge credit report where we send it directly to their phone. And what we do is we're able to give them a game plan with a free consultation of what's actually going on. So as a forefront from there, what I like is if you have some difficulties or your client thinks they have some difficulties, I will definitely do a free consultation right there on the spot for you and actually send them their credit report to their phone where they can actually share it with you if you need to be, but they actually have it right there in front of them what our goals are. Because obviously our main goal is to start showing them houses and get them that pre-qualification letter. So the main thing is to just check on their debt to income and check on their credit. Now, if somebody tells you that they're perfect and their credit is great and they got money, don't irritate them with this stuff. So what we want to do is we want to give them the tools for the ones that think they're just not there and they just can't get quite across. Now, so we're not only we give them a credit report and we give them a game plan, but we have a full human coaching team, but along with an AI component within our portal. The AI component is going to help them with their budget. Is also going to give them a document locker. There's also going to have a $1 million identity theft policy and all the things that they're going to need to get across that finish line. But the main key is for you as agents is the portal that we provide for you. So when you do send a client, you have complete contact and you have your finger on the pulse of what's going on with them at all times. So it's technically a CRM on your side. But when I say CRM, I actually hate using CRM because when we think CRM, we're thinking major data entry. We're thinking major monitoring. This is real simple. It's just name, number, and some really good notes of what the situation of your client is. And we can consult with them right there with you. And basically, the main goal is to get them back and get them qualified and get them back to you. Now, as agents, the real key is here is if they're not assigned to a loan officer, this is also a great way to develop new relationships with mortgage companies. If you have a client and you're the forefront on it and there's not a mortgage company involved, you have now an asset in your hands as a lead to develop new relationships in the industry. Meaning saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs. LO, I know you guys do a lot and I've heard a lot about you. I actually have a pre-approved client here that is not assigned to a mortgage company, and you see how the process goes. In that way, it's a great way to really develop relationships with your mortgage company. And if you already have an established mortgage lender or a mortgage company that you work with, this is just a bonus for them if you hand this over to them. And generally within the portal, what we could do for your mortgage lender is actually attach them to the file. And in any communication that is done through the portal, they will be CC'd in on all communication if you allow them to. So this really gives you that access. So now what we really want to look for with the buyers is obviously credit scores are the major thing, but we're real good at getting credit scores. And the reason being is what we do is we have a dispute platform. And I'll explain the dispute platform is what it is anything negative on your credit report is eligible to be disputed. You have the right to know what is on your credit report and how it is reported. Now, according to the Fair Credit Act, the creditors have 30 days to respond, but not only respond, but 100% accurate and verifiable. And so basically when that dispute is clicked, it's just a click of a button for your client. So there's no more writing letters or making explanations or doing any snail mail, anything like that. They literally click a button and their 30-day period starts for their dispute. And just to let you know, that is the biggest tool in our platform for our clients. That is where our most success lies. It really straight to the point is the dispute platform is really where our bread and butter is because we have a huge success with it. Another thing to pay attention to as agents is student loans. So people right now, there's over 10 million people that are affected by 90-day lates on their student loans. And we're talking highly educated professionals, people that are used to 700, 800 scores and are now got dinged with 90-day lates. No reason to fret. A lot of reasons why people are not applying right now is because they're trying to take care of student loan problems. So if you have a client like that, or if you know a situation like that, we really get ahead of the game with our dispute platform with the student loans. And just to give you a kind of an insight from the credit view, just to give you an example why we have so much success with the student loans is just think of, unfortunately, right now of our government is pretty much laying off everybody. And Student loans are really are driven driven by the government and student loans. So when we do these disputes, they 30 days part, and put it this way, they're just understaffed. They're not able to get to us in time. And then just because of that, tie goes to the runner. We get the dispute, we get them removed off the report, and we're able to move on and go do our closing. So so if you have somebody with student loan issues and they don't think they can buy at this point, they can. We have the tools for them, and we can help them get along with that. I also have connections with some really great DPA programs. Matter of fact, I have a connection with James. I met her with you, but she has a website where you can actually find out in your area what actual DPAs are available for your borrower or for your buyer. Yeah. So basically, and then with the other tools that we have are real simple to get them there with the budgeting tools, everything that we need to get them across that finish line. But realistically, the whole game plan is for the agent is to be able to tap into this market that people are not applying. So with that being said, I love to co-brand. Within our portal is complimentary portal, of course, for all of you. But inside that is actually a marketing hub in there for social media and also for flyer content. Whether it just be for ideas or whether you want to use the content or not, could be educational, promotional, both, whatever you decide. But we have a full marketing team here, and we love to market and drum up business. Matter of fact, we love doing events. And Josh, I know I haven't had a chance to really talk to you about this, but I love to sponsor any type of event, first-time buyers. If you put butts in the seats, I'll cater the whole thing.
Wait,
I love it. I love doing all kinds of different events and different networking. Whatever you come up with, we love to be creative, and I go all over the nation. So wherever you're at, I'll come out there and I'll put it together with you, and hopefully we can drum up some new business.
Beautiful.
So that's really pretty much kind of everything in a nutshell. It's real simple. I'm not going to go into the loan officer stuff. It's just financial things that the clients need. Really, from your guys' angle, is more of the marketing I'd love to do with you, the co-branding I love to do with you. And really want to drive this home this is a great time to go through that pipeline of those ones that were turned down or that went to the wayside because they didn't think they could buy. It's a great time to rekindle those relationships. And sincerely, I would love to bring them back to life for you. And it's a great way to build a secondary pipeline. Yes.
So this text and email script absolutely crushes and is a perfect segue to this offer. What's the one thing stopping you from buying a home this winter or spring or this fall or winter, however you want to frame it? But what's the one thing stopping you from buying your dream home? And then insert that creates a ton of conversation opportunities, many of which people will say their credit. Or some of the more savvy who maybe have even explored getting pre-approved might say DTI. It's not like I don't get a ton of those when I use that script, but some people do actually know that a little bit, or they might say some other things. It might be, I don't have enough down payment. We have down payment assistance options. Regardless, that script is a wonderful way to create conversations so that you can appropriately then determine what the next best step is. One of those might be for them to have or get or sign up for a free consultation with UQual, and you can point them in that direction. The whole gist of my live stream every morning is more conversations so you can write more contracts and have more closings, right? So that is a great way to increase your conversations. And then UQual is an example of how you can be of value and service and proactively problem solve so that you can write more contracts to then close more deals. James, you had your hand up. I don't know if you were just waving hi to everybody or you had something.
No, a couple of things.
Yeah.
Richard had a question. I just wanted to, Adam and his team are on it. Like they're always following up with me. Got me dialed in with the portal. I've got a couple of clients in there and they're following up with them. So they're on point.
Beautiful.
So,
that's great to know. Great to know, personal experience. And I will say that Adam is new to me, and so is UQual. That said, UQual is I don't know what the term is, but an approved lender or vendor with Nexa Mortgage, which is where my license is. So there's proof in the pudding there. Richard asks, and this is for the clients, are your dispute letters customized by your AI and team, or are they standard cookie cutter dispute letters?
They can be customized depending on the situation. Generally, they're standard cookie cutter, but for instance, if we send a standard cookie cutter dispute letter and it doesn't go, we do change up the cadence and cater to the client with
Okay.
our AI component.
Okay. Sweet. Beautiful. What other questions or things to clarify? I put Adam's contact info in the chat. I'll copy and paste that again, depending on when you came in. Adam, the next best step would be for folks to connect with you so you can get them set up with a portal and
Yep.
and even get them pointed in the right direction as far as co-branding, things of that nature.
Correct. Yeah. If I could, I'd just have you guys send me your name and your email, and I will actually build a complimentary portal that is treated like a separate CRM, but plus it's a marketing hub. It's great material in there, guys. You should just take advantage of it, whether it's just to breeze through it and learn some things. But yeah, that's simple as that. All it takes on your end is your username is your email. You just create a password and you're in. And you can utilize the tools as much as you can. And you don't have to send me clients to co-brand with me. I love to just drum up business together, whether if we have a client together or not.
Kevin asked, what is the cost for the client beyond the free consultation if they actually want to
Yes.
use the UQual service? What is that cost structure for the client?
Perfect. Yes. With the clients, what we do, of course, the free consultation. Now, if they go to our website, it's going to state on the website it's $200 to enroll with us. But we take very big pride into let them know, because you, Josh, as our referral lender partner, has sent this client, we are giving them $100 discount on Josh's behalf. So they get to sign in for $99. And it is mortgage based. So there is no long-term commitment and no contract. Our goal is to get it back to you as soon as you can. So with that being said, if they stay with us longer than past 30 days, it is $129 per month for the client. And to answer a question, I know that's going through everybody's mind, how long does it take? Of course, and everybody knows it's case by case. But I will say this, we're a lot quicker at getting it off there for them that it took them to get it on there, if that makes sense.
Are there training videos for real estate agents and LOs on the website? In other words, I guess Terrell's probably asking, I guess to better understand what for the client, Terrell, is that what you mean? Or are you saying
No, I think
training videos to help you with the conversations with the clients to appropriately handle?
exactly, or even refer some of our LOs that we work with to it, so it's not,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to steal our clients,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
exactly.
And I'm a recovering LO, so it's like I'm sensitive to those kinds of things.
Sure.
Yes. The integrity of the referral is extraordinary and important. And that's why communication is extraordinarily important. So when a client is sent over to us, you're not only going to be in communication completely verbally with our coaching staff and with my team, but you're also going to have it in your CRM. And also to refer another LO, there's actually a section in the CRM that says referral partner. And you just click that button and you can refer over a loan officer or another real estate agent to us. That is besides submitting your client. Now, when you submit your client, of course, we ask that you guys introduce us or at least tell them about us. We don't want to cold call them and just say that, let them know via email, or at least to say, hey, these guys from Denver are going to be giving you a call and are going to give you a free consultation. That's how we like to be introduced. But then at that point, they are automatically in your CRM and you can see what person talked to them, what they said. There's the notes in there for you. So there's complete communication. With that being said, the integrity of the referral is hugely important, that we are in constant contact with you of what's going on with the file. Matter of fact, we send you an email after a first attempt of just calling them. Even if we didn't get a hold of them, you're going to get an email saying, hey, we made an attempt. We're going to keep trying, but just wanted to let you know that we are working on this. After the fifth attempt, we are going to give you an email and just say, hey, we're unable to get a hold of the client. Would you please give them a nudge?
Richard, and then Terrell, I see your hand up again. I know you were just chatting, but I want to give Richard a chance.
Your tri-merge credit report, is that a soft pull?
It is. It's a soft pull Vantage Point 3.0.
Terrell?
So one of the many things that I do is I teach the pre-licensing courses for the state of California at 2 different community colleges.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I'm going to mention this in class tomorrow night when I'm teaching. And so I'm just wondering, again, I'm going back to my little training videos, is how to really introduce your services to people who really are at the beginning of their, let's pull it all together. And the
Sure.
question is, how do I get clients? That's my most common question that I get. And how it would be like either something that I could even, either show in class or maybe even book you in to do a live Zoom in class, something like something along those lines. That's just was
And
rambling in my
you're
head.
right on the same track. That's exactly what we do. We either do it in person. I do have some little videos, just instructional videos. They're very simple, kind of cartoonish videos, but
That's
they're
okay.
real simple. That matter of fact, I will send those to you and everybody when I build your portal. They come with your portal link, so that way there's a little bit of instructional videos there. So also, but
If
I
you
love
want,
your idea of coming in and doing a Zoom for your class. That's basically what my job title is, and I love to do something like that with you.
Mr.
Let's
Zoom,
definitely get together so we can talk about that.
senior Zoom. Okay. Senior Zoom.
the best way to get the portal set up is email. Adam's email is in the chat, adam.scully@uqual.com. ADAM period SCULLY at UQUAL.com. Is there a charge to the associated lender for an LO to use the platform?
Absolutely not. This is completely complimentary and is built to be a super tool for you. So that way we have a long-term commitment. I'm looking for long-term relationships. This is not something, hey, give me your client, let me fix them up, and nice doing business with you. I want to do business with every one of you for many years to come.
Beautiful. So the only paying customer with UQual is the actual borrower who is getting help to get loan ready to be
Correct.
to work
And the
towards.
reason I love that so much is because it's a little bit of commitment from your borrower. When
Sure.
they enroll, I say this the right way, they're on the hook, if that makes sense. They're your
They've
client.
got
They're
skin in
in.
the game. They've got
They're skin in the game. Correct. Yeah. So that's why I love that. And there is a
And what you
discount
pay
couple.
for, you pay attention to. So when you pay for something, you're more likely to pay attention and actually do the prescribed plan
Exactly.
that is being outlined. If you do this and this, you can be loan ready and get pre-approved and go shopping.
Correct.
I love that. Skin in the game, I think, is critically important.
Yes.
Any
There's a
other-
discount for couples, just to let you know.
Okay, great.
So as a married couples, we do give them discounted pricing. It's basically $89 for both of them, and lower monthly.
Beautiful. Richard, I see your hand up again, or maybe it was still up. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see if I can remember my question. What should we be saying, Adam, to LOs and our managing brokers who might be saying when we bring this up, that's what I'm supposed to be doing?
Here's what I say is, if you're supposed to, what I rather do for your LOs and for your team is to concentrate on loans that are happening in the next 30 days. Let us take time and the energy to help with these particular clients, because this will give you a chance to concentrate on some of those other borrowers that actually can close within the next 30 days, and let us help with them. And of course, we want to keep the LO involved at all ranks. We're not here to teach them and say, hey, we do something better than you. We're just giving them the tools to save them money and save them time. And believe it or not, LOs love us so much because we save them so much money on credit reports. You wouldn't believe what these LOs are paying for credit reports nowadays.
I'll provide a different perspective and thought on it as well. I can tell you with certainty, because one of the things that the LOAs that I work with and have worked with at Nexa, we've prided ourselves on giving folks who cannot get pre-approved a plan to get pre-approved. And I can tell you with certainty, when they don't have skin in the game, a very small percentage of them actually do it, even if you tell them exactly what to do, because I'm telling you, that's what we do, and we'll still do that for folks. I can just tell you with certainty, when they don't have skin in the game, no matter how motivated they may be to buy a house, it just doesn't create the same. It just doesn't. Some will, but it's a very small percentage of people.
And it becomes daunting for them. It becomes and then the next thing, they're just giving up on it. And and that's the big thing with us also, is keeping your clients engaged and involved. We have document lockers. We have learning centers. We have homework that we give your clients. So that way they're involved at all times, because the minute they go stalemate is the minute you're going to lose that client, because they're not doing we got to keep them motivated. And that's what I love working with the agents, is because you guys are the best at selling dreams. You're at the best at keeping your client motivated for the end game and the goal, at the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. So we really work hand in hand with the agents a lot on dream building, because if a file does take 3 months, because it is possible, we want to keep them engaged. We want to keep them involved, and we want to keep them in touch with you, so they know that you're working hard for them until we get to the finish line.
Other questions for Adam while we have him, before we let him run? I did post, Zoom's one of those things where if you hop on late, you can't see the chat that happened before you. So I did post his contact info again: name, regional director, his direct line, the UQual website, and then his email. If you email him, he can get you set up with your portal, and you can start referring potential clients.
Yep.
And I'll give you, so I gave one script. I'll give 2 scripts that you can use. You can use this by text. You can use it by email. You can use it on the phone. Number 1, what's the one thing stopping you from buying your dream home this, and you could say fall or winter or spring, or you could just say this winter, whatever. That's number 1. Number 2, just very simply, the Dean Jackson 9-word email. Are you still thinking about buying a home here in Central PA this winter? ? And a lot of those folks are going to respond somewhere along the lines that they would, or they'd like to, but they can't get pre-approved, or they don't think they can get pre-approved, or they've got this credit issue or this issue. And that becomes a wonderful connection piece where maybe you refer to UQual for a free consultation. Not everybody is going to be like the perfect handoff there, but those are 2 very tactical scripts you can use that I can tell you I've used those over and over and over, and they work every time you use them. You just got to find as many ways to use them as possible. Adam, thanks so much. I think we're gonna let you run and kind of pivot for the last 20-25 minutes here to just more of an open mastermind and forum and share what's working, etc. So Adam, thanks so much for
thank you, everybody.
Yeah, good stuff.
Appreciate it.
And I need to reach out. I need to get my portal set up. I haven't even had mine set up yet, so I need to do that.
Give me your emails, and I'll get yours built here today, Josh, and we'll get it all set up. So Beautiful. I appreciate it, everybody. You guys have a great one, and hope to hear from you soon.
Awesome. Beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Adam. All right.
Josh.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to remove the pins because I just want it to be the big wall of people here. Although, there we go. Remove the pin. There we go. All right. What do you got? Reynaldo, go ahead.
Yes, I apologize for being late. That something happened. But anyhow, what is LOA? I might know the acronym.
Loan offer assistant, oh my goodness. Loan officer assistant.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Who else has questions? Or I don't know. I had a thought to share what's working. And what I was specifically going to do is just go through my recent closed transactions and just say, this is the source of them, just to get an idea for all of you, what's working for me as far as like source of business, which I'm happy to do. If that's, I don't know, if that would be something that would be of value, or if you have something that's working or something you want help with right now, or to get the opinion of, or the thoughts of 30 other awesome agents, real estate pros. The floor is open. We don't do this enough. And sometimes it creates awkward silence when there isn't anything, but I've got my transactions pulled up. If people are curious about that, I'd be happy to unpack those, and there might be value in that.
Hey, Josh.
For folks. Shay.
I've got one.
Let's go.
Recently, I think it was 2 weeks ago when you guys went over Cash Offers AI. I put that together, and I have not strictly with that, but it has helped me secure 5 listings over the last 2 weeks. And it's been people that haven't been.
What are we doing? Hold on. In 2 weeks, in the fall, 5 listings.
Yeah.
All right. Come on. You were probably getting to this, but in as much of the fun details as possible, we all want to know, how, where, what, etc.
Okay, a lot of these were people that I've been talking to and over years or months. And honestly, they haven't had a whole lot of money to get their house in market ready condition. And they've been thinking about, if I could just sell it for cash, that'd be great. Divorce situations, things like that. And I've always stayed up with them when you're ready, things like that. I tell them, don't go with a Joe home buyer or something that is going to take your $500,000 house and give you 325 for it, when it only takes 25, 30 grand to get market ready. I had one of those happen earlier this year, and I could have cried because I had people lined up to give them 425 on it, and they just hosed themselves for 100 grand. And so I kind of dug through after we talked about it, about what Cash Offer AI was and the different options. And I made a call out and tried to figure out a little bit more about it. And the more I learned about it and how the program works, I just talked to people and said, hey, I've got these investors that will buy it. And I know that understand that the fear that you're going to get 65 cents on the dollar, which is what normal with those online will buy your home in any condition will give you. And I'm not trying to give your house away, because that ultimately puts you in a worse spot moving forward. And that's not at all my energy. So I've got this, as well as another couple personal investors, and every one of them without exception said, you know what? I think that's a great idea. Let's talk about it. And so we sat down, talked about it. I showed them one that I put together as an example, and I just did it on my house. And I said, this is what the market value looks like. These are what the initial offers look like. And this is what we can do. Now, ultimately, once they look at the house, they might change that down a little bit, and that's something to expect. But if we want cash out quickly without having to do all these repairs, this is what we can do. And like I said, I've had 5 listing agreements signed, and we're working on these with some of them, but 3 of them are going up on the market on Thursday. So
Okay.
I can't complain.
So I'm going to fill in a couple of gaps for folks maybe not connecting some of the dots. FastCashOffers.ai is my enterprise version of iList. Okay. And you can get a free 30-day trial. I put the link in the chat, and play around with it for yourself. Shay's experience has also been mine. What this is more than anything, or what this does more than anything, if you use it, is it creates more conversation opportunities, either with new people that you have not met, or, as Shay indicated, people that he's been talking to, but for whatever reason hadn't been able to get them across the goal line. And he's using the institutional buyer cash offers as a way to create those conversations. I will say 100% transparently, I've never actually closed a deal with one of those institutional buyers. And also, I can say with certainty, if I share my transaction count from the last X amount of deals, I was looking at it in previewing this, I'm pretty sure at least 5 of them using this tool and the institutional cash buyers played a role in me getting the traditional listing and getting it sold, and them getting a better result than they would have had if they accepted one of those institutional buyers to begin with. So don't get married to the fact that, oh, I'm going to sell all these houses because these institutional buyers are going to come buy them. That's great. But more than anything, it just creates more conversation opportunities for you. The more conversations you have, the more contracts you write, the more closings you will have. Shay, go ahead. I can see your...
Yeah. One thing, I don't know if you guys have been following the news. Mortgage investor bankers just bought, I think it was $2.9 billion of mortgage debt that is outside of it and ready to be foreclosed. And with that, there's a whole lot of reasons for that. FHA and the Fed needs to get that off their books because of what happened in 2008, 9, and 10. There's certain levels that they reach that they have to start releasing that steam so it doesn't cause big national economy problems. But with that, one of 2 things is more than likely to happen. A lot of it, and the banks have said this, they want to put those out and rent them to avoid a foreclosure boom to affect the economy, especially right now with it being as wonky as it is, for lack of a way more detailed conversation. But they want to put up office rentals and take care of the rental shortage in most places. But let's be honest, they're not going to be able to do that all over. I would imagine if I was a betting man, I'd say maybe 35 to 40% of those, they'll be able to actually be in rent condition and be able to do that and not want to actually foreclose on. So there is going to be a big amount of foreclosures coming up nationwide in the next 60 days. And I know that most of us have been hearing this since I think it was February or March of 2023 when they weren't going to keep mortgage stays and things like that. But this and other methods to take care of people that are going to be looking at what is more than likely going to be a sweep of NODs is going to be helpful. And this might be one tool in your pocket to help, because I believe that there's going to be a lot of people in this position, way more than has been in the last 3 years.
Yeah, totally.
I
The
have
other,
a question about that too.
go ahead, Celeste.
I'm just thinking through this. I wonder what their purchase percentage was of what it would have been at 100. And we know it's not at 100%, but what these investors are actually buying this inventory. Is it at 10% on
I tried my very best to find that and dug, and they did not. I could not find anywhere where they disclosed that. I dug and dug to find that as well, because it gives you a better idea of, for me, the scope of the problem. Not just what they bought it at, but the scope of the problem, which was what I was searching for. And I was unable to dig up what that percentage was to get a total scope of the problem nationwide, as that's what I was looking for.
So FastCashOffers.ai provides an interactive seller dashboard that you can use to engage your existing homeowner data on, for me, it's on a monthly basis. It's also a great way to, if you're talking to a motivated seller, to quickly get a look at the instant cash offers that are available and what those will look like. The other thing I'll mention, because it is relevant here, when you have someone that should sell to a cash buyer for whatever reason, like that's the best option. This is part of what I've been doing a ton on the morning live streams is I'm using leaddeck.ai. I'm going to wherever the property is. I'm pulling up the cash buyers in that area and just reaching out to them. And I did this last week. I did this on Friday. So I'm going to make this full circle with a client that I think they just did a review and I'm like 3 inches from the goal line on. All right. She first came to me late spring wanting a cash offer. It was a PPL lead, a pay per lead. So I paid for her as a offer request lead. I had been going back and forth with her. It took her a while to be okay with me coming to look at the house because there was so much stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I've been there now a couple of times. It's vacant, and she is adamant that she wants to avoid the cost to sell. Like she's told me several times, I really don't want to sell with a realtor because of all the extra fees. And I said, okay, Linda, how about we do this? Let me bring 3 guys who will give me an offer, a verbal cash offer on your property on Friday. And then we can decide what to do from there. So we did that this past Friday. I had 3 come through and they gave me a verbal offer of where they were at. And I am like a bazillion% certain we can get tens of thousands of dollars more if she'll let me do what I call my 7-day stress-free home sale. So I have now proposed to her that as a solution with a Loom video with a PDF of the last 26 that I've sold with that 7-day stress-free home sale process that have highlighted the starting price, the sold price, and the number of days on market. So I have, and as of like this Friday, I'll have 27 of them where the sold price will be higher than the asking price, and we will have accomplished it in 7 days on market or less. Some of them 3, some of them 5, some of them 4, I think there was one that was 8, right? The exception. But like in most cases, I forget where this data came from. It might be OfferPad or Zillow Offers or whatever. And it might be somewhat outdated. But out of 100 homeowners who request a cash offer, 3 to 5% of them end up accepting and actually selling with said cash offer. And yet, another 45-ish% sell in some shape or another in the next 6 to 9 months. Okay? Like, why don't you take the reins on that and be the one that can offer any of those solutions for them so that you get 50 out of the 100 in some way, shape, or form to work with you? They request a cash offer. They're going to sell in the next 6 to 9 months, 50% of them that request a cash offer. Why don't you have all of the solutions and be the total solution provider for all of that? Good questions.
Where did you
And honestly,
originally get this cash offers?
sorry.
I'm just asking.
Say what?
Where did you originally get this cash?
I've had Joe on this mastermind probably more than anyone ever. Joe's been on this mastermind 5, 6, 7, 8 times. He's the one that built ilisttech.com. FastCashOffers.ai is my enterprise version, my white labeled version of it. And I did that because I offer better pricing because I like to hook you all up. And I also offer a longer trial period because I like to hook you all up, those in my community. So it functions exactly the same as if you go to ilisttech.com and sign up for their regular version. It's just they sell it for way more than I offer it. I started using it a little over 2 years ago. And quite honestly, for a while, it was just like a cool tool. It took me a while to figure out how to actually use it to create real business, right? There is a limitless number of cool tech in our business and limitless number of people that want to sell us stuff. And my head always goes to, how does this actually help me have more settlements? And so very transparently, it took me a while to figure that out with this tool. But for me, right now, there are 3 primary ways that I get more business with the tool. Number 1, I send an email every month to anyone in my database that I have as a homeowner, meaning in Bold Trail, I have their name, I have their email, at a minimum, email. Some of them I have phone number, but I have their name, email, and primary address. I send them an email. I have 3 different emails that I send. And in fact, I've been so busy, I haven't done it for November yet. I usually do it the first Tuesday of the month. I've just been busy. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. The email is designed to get people to look at their dashboard. For people that I also have their phone number and they're opted into text, I send them a bump text. So I send them an email and then I send them a text. Hey, I just sent you an email with an update of the value of your property at street address. Did you get it? Or I've got a couple of variations on that. All of that's cool. But if you don't do step 3, nothing will happen. Step 3 is the next day, to all the people who looked at their dashboard, you go back and ask why. Okay. And I've got several ways of asking why. And rather than me just talk through this here, I'll share my for those of you that sign up and you want this, you can very easily share it directly into Bold Trail if you have Bold Trail. And if you don't, you might have to replicate it. But I have 3 variations of the email. The only goal of the email is to get them to click and look at their dashboard. The only goal of the bump text is to get more of them. I'm sorry. There are several goals of the bump text. Number 1 is to get more of them to go and look at their dashboard. Number 2, what happens often is you'll get their best email. Because you'll get people that say, I didn't get it. I didn't see it. Where is it? Is this the right email for you? No, it isn't. Okay, what's the best email for you? So we get better data. Or I do have the best email and I have to say, I'm really sorry. For some reason, sometimes this email lands in the junk or spam folder. Would you mind going and checking in there to see if you see it there? And I'll be happy to send it again. So it's like at the top of the box. Okay. And then also you get from the bump text, you get people that unsubscribe, and that's fine too. Here is the money. This is where the money's at with this process. Here's one example of the follow-up email that you send to the people that look at their dashboard. Looks like you were checking out the value of your property at and their street address. Just curious, which of these would you say is the most accurate about why you're interested in the value? and then they reply with the answer.
Hey, Josh, will you share the link to that by any chance?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hey, Josh, while you got that going, just to FYI, that bump text that you added, hey, John, I just sent you your property valuation at email address blank. That has worked out so great, and thank you for that, recommending that, because that's the best thing, because people have responded saying, hey, that's the wrong email, or let me check my junk folder because I didn't receive it.
Yep.
That's a great
Yep.
pick right there.
And that was straight from Joe. Joe, even the bump text lingo, that's from Joe. That's Joe's lingo. I used to call it a two-step, right? Hey, I sent you this thing. Did you get it? Or the other way you can do that, this isn't specific here, but this is what's working now. The other way to use that is you use the text to get them to tell you they want the thing. Hey, I got this cool thing. Would you like me to email it to you? Yes. Okay. Is this the best email for you? Perfect. Boom. Okay. So anyway, 2 ways you can use that. Here's one example of the money follow-up email. Here's another example. What did you think, Shay? What did you think of the values for street address in your seller dashboard? Josh, P.S. Any interest in exploring some of the offer options? Version 3, you're probably not ready to sell right now. This, by the way, this reverse psychology script is incredibly effective as a text or an email, not just in this example, but I'm just saying in general. You're probably not ready to sell right now, Celeste, but when the time is right to move on from street address, will you be staying in the area or relocating elsewhere? Those are what turn, like, for months, I did steps 1 and 2. And I was like, now what? Like, I just wait for the people to, hey, you want to come list my house? This third step in the process has been where the money's been at. And specifically for me, that third step this year has meant $35,000 in GCI. I think the last time I calculated it. Okay. It requires work, but I mean, I've spent maybe 10 hours this year doing step 3 with the people that looked at their dashboard. Maybe. And that, I'm probably exaggerating. It's probably 5 hours this year. And that's a pretty good return on time. Now, that's not, you can't just say that 5 hours equaled the 35,000 because there were other parts of that, but I'm just saying it was worth doing that part. You're using the language exactly what to say in real estate. I will, his version of that, I'm not going to say he stole it from me because no one steals anything from me, but my original reverse psychology script, you can go and find this. I've been sharing that script since before that book. But his framework on it is different. Like the way his language, that book is phenomenal, by the way. It looks like this. Boom. Exactly what to say in real estate. Oh, that's a different looking version. Oh, whatever.
This is a 1-page flyer with all the prompts.
Nice. Okay.
I pull this out when I'm on the phone.
I do have to wrap up soon, but I want to share. That was one way to use the tool. I said there's 3 primary ways that I've been getting business from it. Number 2 is sending out my direct mail AI newsletter. Looks like this to my sphere of influence and past clients. I send one to myself so that I have an example to show you when I talk about it. And the QR code, this is dynamically created and unique every month. The back specifically. The front is the same. It's their property. And this is my property. For whatever reason, we don't have a Google Street View in my neighborhood. I say this all the time. We only have the Google Map view. So that's why it looks like that. But most people that receive this, it'll be the Google Street View of their property. The front is the same. The back is dynamic based upon the time of the year, their address, etc. And both QR codes, if they scan the QR code, it takes them to their seller dashboard on iList. And then I do the money email that I already shared. Oh, looks like you were looking at the updated values of your property there, Richard. Would you like to blah, 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 whatever. You can pick any of those 3. What was the main reason that you were checking it out? A, B, C, D, E. Or what did you think of the values? Any interest in exploring the offer options? Whatever. It's just about conversations. Number 2. And then number 3, for me personally, when I am getting people making cash offer requests, I'm buying cash offer request leads. I'm paying for pay-per-click. I get them that come to me organically by different posts I share. That is a way for me to make good on the offer. I have these instant offers. They're preliminary offers, preliminary, for me to get you the concrete numbers. We need to schedule a time for me to pop by. I need to get pictures, et cetera, et cetera. And then I many times am pivoting off of those offers because as a fiduciary, it's not in your best interest. And here's why. I can prove to you that we can net you more money because I have the proof. I have it documented. Like I can. Now, some people, ultimately, it's their choice as well. I have one right now with one of the institutional buyers. We're under contract and we're going through the hoops. And I got a feeling that contract's going to be terminated and I'm going to sell it the way we should have gone in the first place. But they chose that. I can't force them to choose. I can recommend what I think is the best choice, but it's their choice, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I have one other thing I'll share of what's working now that I've shared this in the past, and I'll organize this for those who are interested. If there's enough interest, I will put these together. When I'm talking to folks like Linda, who I mentioned, where I took the cash buyers, and even like examples that Shay mentioned, people like that had expressed interest or whatever, the Loom video proposing what I do to get their home sold, and then taking that Loom video and using AI to also make it a PDF proposal, that has been integral in, I don't want to make things up. Integral in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my last 14 transactions, 14 since July 11th. 6 of those, I could say that the Loom video, a personal Loom video with a proposal specific to them, and then in some cases, which I should just do it every time, but I had several people that are like, I don't want to watch I don't want to watch your video, but I hadn't even earned their trust yet enough to watch the video. Or they're like, I don't exactly understand. Can you put this in black and white for me? I literally just took the transcript, put it into Manus and said, please turn this into a PDF proposal. If that would be useful, I can put the examples I'll put the exact Loom videos and the PDF proposals in a document and share with those. Richard said yes. If anybody else? Perfect. Okay. So I'll put that together. And what I'll do is, number one, I figured the answer was yes, but you know what? I like to get people engaged. Number one, I will share it with those that, everybody that's on at this point of me making that offer. And if you're watching this after the fact, comment or DM me, or it will probably be in the description or the replay with this. I'll put that all together for those that want to check it out. And it's literally, you can rip off and duplicate to your heart's content. Beautiful. All right. I got to go. I got too much stuff to knock out. Thank you all. Make sure you reach out to Adam if UQual is of interest to you so he can get your portal set up. And we'll see you next week. I don't have the special guest yet, but regardless of special guest or not, we're going to be talking and sharing strategies for proactively building your business and having more control over your pipeline and the amount of deals you're doing by focusing at least part of your time and energy on working with and helping with investors in your market. Thanks all. See ya.